everyone, and welcome to your reformer class today. Today's reformer class is going to be focused around our upper back and our glutes. So really working the posterior chain of our body to help improve posture and just leave you feeling super strong by the end of class. Now, today's class is also pregnancy safe. I myself am 27 weeks pregnant when filming this workout. So if you too are pregnant, this workout is totally safe for you to take part in. Just make sure you're always listening to your body as you progress through the workout, and feel free to make any modifications that you feel like your body needs today throughout class. Now, we're starting today's class with a bit of mobility for the spine and upper body, then jumping straight into the workout. So we're going to set our springs to one blue spring. That's one medium spring on my reformer. So popping that spring on. We've got our foot bars all the way up. Our headrests are flat, and you won't be needing any props for the workout today, just yourself and your reformer. Once you're all set, ready to go, let's get started by coming into a kneeling position facing our foot bar. We're going to set up for a nice little thread the needle, stretch and mobility for the spine. So I want you to come into that kneeling position with your toes tucked up against your shoulder posts and knees just about hip width apart on your carriage. Hands are on the foot bar, just a little bit narrower than shoulder distance apart. And we're just going to start with a few nice deep breaths here. When you take a nice deep inhale, relax those shoulders away from ears. Inhale, let that belly drop. And as you exhale out through pursed lips, really lift that tummy, belly button to spine, and hug that belly in. Repeat that a few more times. Inhale, let the belly drop. Exhale, belly button to spine. Hug that belly in, engaging through the core. Let's go one more like that. Inhale. And exhale, lift and wrap the belly, wrapping through the ribs, engaging the core to support our spine. Beautiful. Now I want you to keep hugging the belly in, keep the core nice and strong for this mobility exercise. We're going to start with our thread the needle. So keep your left hand down on the foot bar. As you inhale, reach that right arm up to the ceiling. Keeping that left arm long, we're going to exhale. Thread that right hand under the left shoulder as you slightly hinge that left shoulder and glide the carriage out. We're keeping those hips up, so still kind of in that 4-point kneel position. And we're going to lift as we inhale, bring that carriage back in. Big reach up to the ceiling. And exhale, we're going to thread the needle, wrapping right hand under left shoulder, looking under that left armpit. Again, keep hugging that belly in. Belly button to spine, supporting our back. Keeping that core strong here as there's no doming or coning through the abdominals. The further you glide that carriage out, the more work for that left shoulder here. So warm up the shoulder, warm up the spine. Let's go 2 more here. Exhale, thread. Really beautiful mobility for that thoracic spine. Let's go 1 more on this side. Big reach up. And exhale, thread. How good does that feel? Slowly coming back in. Right hand comes back down. Let's go straight onto the sides again. Still hugging that belly in. Belly button to spine. We're going to inhale and reach that left arm up to the ceiling. And as you exhale, we're going to thread that left hand under right shoulder as you slightly hinge and glide that carriage just a little bit down those rails. And repeat, bring it back up and in. Big reach up, look up to the ceiling. Exhale, hinge it out. Keep those hips up, looking under that right shoulder. Beautiful. 3 more here. Might find one side's a bit tighter, a little stiff than the other side, which is very normal. Just going with whatever mobility you have on each side. Again, hugging that belly in. You've got last 2, then we're getting into some squats. Enjoy this mobility well. Last one. Inhale, big reach up. Exhale, thread and wrap that hand under. Beautiful. Coming all the way back up and in. Closing that carriage. From here, we're going to get into some squats and rowing on the floor next to our reformer. So we're going to step off to the right side of our reformer. So coming onto the floor, stay on that blue spring. We're going to turn to face towards our pulleys or our shoulder posts. We're going to take hold of the short strap that is closest to us, so on the closest side. From here, we're going to take a little step back towards our platform or towards our foot bar, and we're going to take both of our hands through that short strap. Now for here, the further back you go to your foot bar, the further back you're standing away from that pulley, the heavier the spring is going to be. So we're going to be having some double arm rows. Just be mindful of that. You can adjust your foot position where you stand to make this one heavier or lighter, depending on how you're feeling here. But let's wrap both hands through that strap. We're gonna find a squat stance. So I'm gonna go about shoulder width apart, give myself a bit of room for the belly. So if you are a bit further along your pregnancy, make sure you give yourself a bit of room in this squat stance for your belly as you come down. But it's fine wherever you feel comfortable. Toes track forward, feet are wide, shoulder width, roll the shoulders back and down. Arms just reaching forward. There's tension on these springs, so the carriage should be open. I'm gonna start with just a squat here, so not moving the arms. Relax those shoulders. Take an inhale as you squat down. Bend those knees wide over middle toes like we're sitting back into a chair. As you exhale, press up through the heels, tuck the tailbone, rising up. Inhale, we squat down, knees go wide. Exhale, we press up. We're still hugging that belly button to spine. So as you squat down, you're like wrapping through the waist here. Pull that belly button gently to spine. Keep the core strong. Good. Now this is layer one. We are going to add on as we go here. On your next rep, can we hold our squat? We're going to hold and then pull that strap in towards your chest. Row, release, and rise up. One movement at a time. Squat down, hold. Exhale to row. Squeeze that upper back. Release, rise up. Tucking that tailbone gently at the top. Exhale, row at the bottom. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. So good. We should start to feel the upper back switching on, and warming up here. That's it. When you squeeze those shoulder blades together, like there's a little blueberry between them, we're trying to pop with those shoulder blades. Last 10 like this before we stay low. Feeling nice and warm now through those quads, through those glutes. In 5, holding our squat, just the row in 3, 2, and sit it down into that squat. Hold just that row. Everything else stays nice and stable. There's no rocking or momentum through the body, just those arms. Exhale, pull it back, squeeze. Good, you've got last 10 here. No holds, no pulses. Keep pulling that belly button to spine. 5, 4, 3, 2, and release it slowly for 1. Let that carriage come to a close. Well done, team. Pop that strap back on its pole. Now from here, we're gonna get into some lunges and scooters. So we're gonna add on a light spring with our medium spring. So I'm gonna go a blue and a yellow, a little bit heavier now. So light and a medium spring on. I'm gonna step still onto that right side of our reformer, working to that right leg now. Setting up for some lunges, facing your foot bar, right toes come to the floor, just about in line with your foot bar or the side of your carriage, and bring your left foot into that shoulder post closest to you. We're going to start with hands on hips, roll the shoulders back and down to open up through the chest, think smiling collarbones, and it's quite heavy, this spring here. So for our breathing pattern, we're going to exhale, extend that left leg, bend down into your right knee, find your arabesque lunge. Inhale, we rise back up, let the springs help guide you back up. And repeat. Exhale, left leg extends, right knee bends, heavy into that right heel as we lunge. Inhale, slowly coming back up. Beautiful. So leg extends first and then we lunge. So that left leg stays nice and long as we come down into that beautiful arabesque lunge. Still thinking belly button to spine here, so really hugging that belly in, keeping our spine nice and long. So as you come down to that beautiful arabesque lunge, thinking one long line from the crown of your head to that left heel. Looking down in front of those right toes as we lunge. Option to add an arm sweep. So as you lunge down, can you reach those arms out? As you rise up, reach those arms back in line with hips. And repeat. Lunge and reach. Stand and sweep. Now again, picking what layers feel good for you here. I've got one more to add on in this first round of lunges. We're going to add in a calf raise on the next rep. We're going to lunge down, stand tall, hold the carriage still as you rise onto your right tippy toes. Lift that right heel up, lower the heel, back down into your lunge. Reach the arms. Stand tall, find your balance. Rise up onto those tippy toes. Lower it down. And we lunge. Now, if that heel lift isn't for you, leave it out, but take it slow. We're challenging our lower leg now, so the calf, the ankle stability and strength. It might feel a bit shaky, so just really take it nice and slow for me. Good, make sure that ankle is not rolling out or in. We're going straight up, straight down. We're almost there. Can you give me the last 12 seconds here? We're going to hold down in our lunge in 10, little pulses. Beautiful, you're almost there. Can you give me the last 5, 4, 3, 2, and hold your next lunge down. Can you reach those arms? Little tiny pulses here, down and up. If you need to use the foot bar for support, bringing one or both hands down if you need. Hugging that belly to spine. Keep sitting into that right heel. 5, 4, 3, 2, and bring it slowly up for 1, but don't go anywhere. Give that glute a little smack if you need. We've got one more round of work here. Getting into some lovely scooters. So same setup with those feet, don't go anywhere. Bring your hands back to hips. Give those shoulders a little roll out. So roll those shoulders down away from ears. Now our starting position for our scooters. Hold the carriage still. We're gonna bend into our right knee, like you're sitting into kind of a single leg squat. Press your tailbone back to the wall behind you and finding right knee directly over right ankle, heavy into that right heel. Again, wrapping through the ribs, belly button to spine, core is strong. Hips stay nice and still and square, and we're gonna keep that right leg frozen. As we scooter that left leg out, press the carriage up the rails. Inhale, control it back in, but don't touch that stopper. Exhale, scooter out. Inhale, bring it in. Whew. Right booty is on fire. Should be feeling it by now. Again, if you need to use a foot bar for support, bring that left hand down here. It's gonna help with your balance, but try to stay really light through the fingertips so you're not relying on the foot bar to hold you up. That right leg should be doing all the work. All that glute, bit of quad here as well. And you can add those arms in again if you'd like to add that little extra coordination and core challenge. Stay low, like we're sitting down into that right heel. Can you get a little bit lower here? Last 10. Let's get low. No holds, no pulses. 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Bring it slowly back up. Oh my goodness. Let's just take a quick seat on this side of our carriage and give that glute a quick little stretch out before we move on to the other side. So right ankle is going to cross over that left knee. Bring that left foot as far out in front for you to find this nice comfortable stretch here. Oh my goodness. Whew. Booty on fire. Just stay sitting nice and tall. If it feels comfortable, you can take a little tiny hinge forward from those hips. Oh, breathing into it. Oh my goodness. Anyone else's glutes absolutely burning? Good news is that side's done. We're going to do that all again on the other side now. So when you're ready, just uncross that right ankle carefully. Let's make our way around to the other side of our reformer. We're going to start with those squats. So let's also take that light spring off. Just back onto one blue spring, or that one medium spring we did for our squats and rows. So one blue spring on. We're on the left side of our reformer now. We're going to start by grabbing on to our short strap that's on this left side. Taking both hands through that strap and just shuffle yourself back towards your platform and foot bar again so that carriage opens and there's tension on that spring. Now setting up in your squat stance and a little tiny pivot towards that pulley where the strap is coming from. I'm taking my feet about shoulder width apart here again, but again finding whatever stance feels comfortable for you in your squats, however wide or narrow that might be. Hands wrap around that strap, roll the shoulders back and down. Arms stay still to begin. We're going to come into our squat. Inhale, bend your knees wide. We're sitting down to that imaginary chair. Exhale, we press up through those heels, gentle tuck of the tailbone at the top. Inhale, we squat. Exhale, rise up. Keep gently hugging that belly button to spine, really wrapping through the ribs, and hugging that baby in if we are carrying a baby. Good, just getting as low as we feel comfortable. Make sure knees are going wide over middle toes. I like to imagine there's a booty band around my thighs or top of my knees. I'm pressing out into that booty band, trying to stretch it as I squat down. Good, now we're going to add in that one row. Next time you come down, hold your squat, row that strap towards your chest, narrow row, release, and stand tall. And repeat. One squat, hold the squat still, as you row, release, exhale, rise up, press through those heels. You should really feel the glutes working as you press up out of that squat. And I want you to feel that upper back working as you row. So really squeeze the shoulder blades together. Squeeze those elbows back to the wall behind you as you row. Good, use that breath. You've got the last 10 before we stay low. Just that row. Almost there, team. 5, 4, 3, 2, and on your next rep, we stay low. Hold that squat still, sitting into those heels, that imaginary chair. Everything else stays still. We're just exhale, row. Squeeze those shoulder blades. Try and pop that blueberry in the center of that upper back. Holding here. Last 8. Core stays strong. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release, stand tall, and just slowly let that carriage come to a close. Awesome work, guys. Pop that strap back down on its pole. Let's turn to face our springs, adding on that one light spring here again. So onto that medium and a light spring for our lunges and our scooters. So that's a blue and a yellow again for me. We're turning to face our foot bar. Let's set up for our lunges to begin. Even out those legs. Left foot's going to come down nice and close to your rail, toes in line with foot bar, the side of that carriage. Right foot's going to come up onto your carriage with your toes tucked against that shoulder post. We're going to start with both hands on hips. Square your hips to the wall in front of you and just roll the shoulders back and down away from ears. Again, gently hugging that belly in, core is engaged, and that's heavy. So we're going to start to exhale. Press that right leg away this time as we lunge into our left knee, looking down just in front of those left toes. We inhale, let that carriage support us and come all the way back up, standing tall, and repeat. Exhale, press away. Lunging down, hinging from those hips as you look down to those left toes. Inhale, rise back up. There's a bit of power on the way down as you press against those heavy springs. And again, we're sitting heavy into that left heel. So you should feel that glute work as you come down and as you drive up through the heel. And as we come down to that lunge, we want to make sure that left knee is directly stacked over our left ankle. It's not going over the toes, not going out to the side. It's staying nice and aligned. Now again, use the foot bar if you need here for support, or can we add that arm sweep? As you lunge, arms are going to reach forward. As you rise up, arms just sweep back in line with hips. And repeat, keep hugging that belly in as you reach everything away. You feel a bit more of a core challenge as you add this arm reach in. And want active through those fingertips, active through those arms, energy. That's it. Now option to stay here. Again, if this is you on this side, or on the next rep, can we add that calf raise at the top? One lunge, rise up, hold that carriage still. Rise onto those left tippy toes, lift the heel, lower the heel, back down into your arabesque lunge. Lunge it down, stand it up, hold it still. Slowly we lift that left heel. We lower, and we lunge back down. Exhale. Good, take it slow with that calf raise again. So make sure we go straight up, straight down. We're not rolling the ankle out or in. Working our ankle strength and stability. And still feel that glute working super hard as you sit down into that heel with every lunge. You've got the last 12. Sticking with little pulses to finish. In 6, we're going to hold our lunge down. Little pulses coming in 3, in 2, and can we hold our lunge? Heavy into that left heel, we pulse down and up. Again, option to use that foot bar if you need here. We're pulsing for 5, 4, 3, 2, and coming up for 1. Stay where you are. Give that glute a little smack if you need. Whew. Second side is always the worst, isn't it? Let's get straight back into those scooters now to finish off our legs on this side. Bring your hands back to your hips. We're still in that same lunge setup position with the feet. Roll the shoulders back and down. Carriage stays still. And we're going to sit into that left heel. So find that kind of single leg squat position again. So bending that left knee. And again, left knee is directly over that left ankle. Tailbone pressing back to the wall behind you. Core is wrapping in. And when you're ready, we're going to exhale, drive that carriage out for our scooter. Inhale, control it back in. Nothing else moves. That left leg stays frozen. And use that foot bar if you need for support. Bring those fingertips down. Then we're not heavy on that hand. heavy into that left heel. We want that left leg doing all the work for us. Good, exhale, drive it out. Inhale, control it in. Option to add those arm reaches and bends it in. Everything reaches, everything bends in. Watching that left leg is not moving an inch at all. It's staying super still. You've got the last 10. Can we get a little bit lower here? Final push of those legs. You've got the last 5. Let's go. 4, 3, 2, and give me one more. Finish it off. Coming up. Woo! Well done, team. Close that carriage. Let's give that glute a nice little stretch. Just take a seat on your carriage facing that left side. Take that right foot out in front and carefully just cross that left ankle over your right knee. Stay sitting up tall if that feels good, or you can take a little hinge forward as far as feels comfortable for you. Oh my goodness. Second side. Definitely feeling a bit stronger there. Well done, team. Hope the glutes are feeling nice and strong, nice and warm, a bit burny after that. Nasty pinch in that left glute. Wow. We've got one more little sequence to finish off before we come into our final few stretches for the class. We're going to get into a little bit of upper back work again, just to finish off. It's already nice and warm. A little bit of back rowing to finish off. Going nice and heavy for this set of back work. So we go on to one heavy spring. So that's one red spring on my reformer. So one heavy spring, or you can go a heavy and a light spring if you are feeling super strong today. So one heavy or a heavy and a light, that's one red or red and a yellow on my carriage. From here, we're going to turn around and face towards our pulleys. We're going to take a seat on our carriage here. So sit down now. How good. Bum on the carriage, make sure that it's about a hand's width away from the edges. So we start to move the carriage. We're not going to fall into the well. We do not want that. Once you're seated, legs can be long in front of you. Legs can be one cross over the other. Or if you feel more comfortable, you can also come cross-legged here on the carriage. So it's fine where you feel comfortable. I'm actually going to do this one cross-legged. I feel like it actually challenges the core a bit more in this posture. So just find either of those positions that I've just given you that you feel most comfortable in for this rowing work. And we're going to reach forward. Grab onto both of our short straps, and I want you to cross them over. I'm going to get into some high, wide rows now. So we did our narrow rows earlier. I'm going to go high and wide, a little bit stronger now as well with those heavy springs. So starting in those short loops, reach those arms forward, palms are turning down. I want you to imagine like we're sitting up against a brick wall here, so we're not leaning back. We're sitting nice and whole, those sit bones. Core is drawing up and in to support our posture, and roll those shoulders down. From here, take an inhale to prepare. As you exhale, you're going to row those elbows high and wide, like you're reaching your hands for your shoulders. Inhale, release. Don't let that carriage close. Exhale, row high and wide. Inhale, release. I'm going to walk my hands up a bit further onto the ropes, give myself a bit more tension here and range. So the further up those straps or ropes you go, the heavier it's going to feel. So feel free to choke up on those ropes a little bit if you want a bit more tension here. Really focus on, again, squeezing that imaginary blueberry. So as you row, draw those shoulder blades to the center of the upper back. Big squeeze. Nice. Now relaxing the upper traps, relaxing the neck here, so we shouldn't feel any tension there. If you do start to feel tension building there, rather than the upper back, have a little moment, have a little roll out, or maybe lighten the spring or go into those long straps. Good. You've got the last 15 seconds. We're going to finish with a round of pulses. We've got one more set of back here to finish off. Almost there. Keep sitting nice and tall. Make sure we're not leaning back. No swaying through that torso, not using momentum. All about upper back strength. You've got last 5, then we hold for pulses. In 4, 3, 2, on your next rep, hold your high, wide row. Keep those elbows high and wide. Little pulses here. Can we sit up a little bit taller? Little pulses here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and release slowly for 1. Quick little roll out here. Keep those straps in your hands, still keeping them crossed. We've got our bow and arrow to finish. We're going to work into a bit of single arm strength now, as well as a bit of rotation. So same setup, I'm still choking up on my ropes or my straps here. Palms are turning down. Roll the shoulders back and grow nice and tall up through the spine. We're gonna start with left arm. Keep your right arm long, and we're gonna exhale, pull that left elbow back as you rotate to that left side. Come back through center and we alternate. Right elbow pulls back, little bow and arrow, rotate to that right side, come back through center. So one strap is gonna take all the tension of the spring or springs at a time. The opposite rope's gonna go nice and floppy. I know it might feel a bit strange to begin, but try and keep that opposite arm, that non-working arm, nice and long. So reaching non-working arm forward as you row that working arm back. Rotate as you look towards that working elbow as it pulls back high and wide. Getting a little bit of rotation here through the spine now, like we did in that thread the needle when we did our warm-up. Should feel really nice, but also a nice bit of strength for that upper back. Squeezing that shoulder blade to the center of the upper back each time. We're going to finish with little pulses to each side. Let's draw our left elbow back in 10. We're going to pulse it out. Starting with the left in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Draw your left elbow back. Little tiny top range pulses here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and reach it forward. Other side, right elbow pulls back. Little pulses, keep it up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and reach it forward for 1. Awesome work, team. Uncross those straps and hang them up on their pole. Just grab all those shoulder posts. Just round your back, sinking into that beautiful stretch for the upper back, for the shoulders. Really good work. Ready, release that stretch. We're going to finish today's class with a little elephant stretch. So if you're not already on that one red spring, come on to just one red for me here. We're going to turn to face our foot bar and come up into a kneeling position. Knees on the carriage, hands are holding onto your foot bar. And we're going to carefully from here just come to stand on our carriage. Just take it super slow. Hands stay on the foot bar for support and walk your feet back into your shoulder posts. Now I'm a bit taller, so I'm going to have my heels resting against my shoulder posts. If you have a bit shorter legs, you can walk your feet just away from the shoulder posts. It's going to feel a bit more comfortable for you. But if you're a bit taller like me, heels go back into the shoulder post. Feet are flat, so make sure the heels and the toes are not lifting here to begin. And I want you to shift your weight back over the heels, like you're pressing your shoulders away from the foot bar and just hanging here for a moment. Heavy into those heels, you'll straight away feel a lovely stretch to the back of those legs. If we are hypermobile here, just being aware we're not walking out, we're not overextending through those knees. And from here, I want you to lift belly button to spine, engaging the core for support and keeping your back nice and long. So we're in that nice neutral spine. From here, we're going to take an exhale and start to drive the carriage away as you press the legs away up the rails, but keep the heels flat, stopping at the point you feel like the heels want to lift, and then drawing up through the belly, draw that carriage slowly back in. And we repeat. We're going to exhale, drive those heels back, heavy into the heels. Upper body does not move. It's just those heels pressing the carriage away and then slowly drawing back in, really zipping up through the core to draw it back in. And repeat. Heels press back, feet stay flat. So again, the heels should not lift. From the hips down, that is doing the work. The shoulders, the upper body is not moving at all here. Wrapping through the waist as you press away. And as you draw back in, it's a really lovely stretch for the back of the legs, for the hamstrings, that posterior chain that we worked today. Let's go for about 3 more here. Maybe try and get the carriage a bit further down those rails. Good, keeping those feet nice and flat. The heels should not be lifting. If they are, just reduce the range. You've got last 2. Good, and let's go one last rep here to finish off. Beautiful. Draw it slowly back in. I want you to park that carriage all the way back in, pausing here for a moment. And then you can slowly bend those knees and coming back down onto the carriage. And that is your upper back and lower body workout done, guys. Thank you so much for joining me for that workout today. I hope you're feeling super strong after that class. I know I certainly am. Thank you again for joining me. Please let me know how you went and what you enjoyed in the comments below. I can't wait to hear from you, and I'll see you back here soon for another workout. Bye.